All right. So we are starting now. I guess others will join us. So, yeah, for those who attended this part, I mean, court one, and also you are here now. I would commend you for joining court two because I'll be diving a little more deeper than what we did last week Saturday, and of course, um there's going to be recording available. I mean, recording will be made available after the training. So let's start. So we going to be looking at artificial intelligence, mastering artificial intelligence. Everyday use AI, and one thing that I've come to discover is that most recently, that many a times we feel, oh, AI. We think we actually know everything we need to know. Not everything possible, like we sometimes we feel like we already know enough that we need to know about AI. But the truth of the matter is there is still a lot more. The most common AI models that we use, that many of us use, there are many more things that you still have to know, or let me say that you are yet to know, okay, than what you presently know. And today I will try as much as possible to dive much more deeper. So let's get started. So today we are looking at, of course, we're going to be looking at mastering AI. Can you see my screen? Mastering everyday AI.
Yeah, I can see
Oh,
it.
okay, good. I guess others too. All right, so let's get started. So last week we looked at what AI is. Of course, artificial intelligence. Just as we've earlier looked, it means building machines, building softwares that can simply learn like human, that can act like human, that can not reason, okay, because they are machine, but they can think like human, think in quote anyway. And the thinking there is not thinking per se, it's just a process. Grok, is it Grok AI, one of this AI model, did, I mean, there's something one of this model do, when you send a prompt, you understand, and you are waiting for response. ChatGPT, for instance, would be showing something like maybe waiting or responding or something like that. One of this model will write thinking, you know. So the thinking there is not thinking, like we said, they are designed to act and to take process like human in form of thinking. Okay, so they are designed to learn like human, to solve problems also like human. That's why we can talk about their intelligence. However, no matter their level of intelligence, you know they are not natural, they are artificial because they are created by human. So that's why it is called artificial intelligence. So, and of course we have different models. When I say models, you're talking about different machines, permit me to use that make use of AI. Okay, so we can call them AI models. We can call them AI models. Many of us know some of them like Meta AI, like ChatGPT. But one thing is that even before ChatGPT and the likes start coming into play, like we have it now, or like we have them now, we already have some of them long before now. Okay, like for instance, on Google Keyboard, that's for Android users, there is what's it called now? Um, um, text prediction. Sometimes you want to type how are you doing, and immediately type how are. It's already giving you options. You get it now, like your possible next line or next word. So that is also AI. Self-driving cars, of course, they are made self-driving because of their artificial intelligence. Of course, people will sit conveniently, comfortably, as if there is a driver somewhere, but literally speaking, there is no driver. It's just the car controlling itself based on the program. Okay. And Another area where AI is also into play or is into use is not according to my slide there, Netflix suggestion. Not only Netflix suggestion, even YouTube. Many a time you open when you open a YouTube account for the first time and you want to search for videos, of course, it won't give you all the videos that you want. The first thing it's going to ask you is to make a search. And the reason it's asking you first, before YouTube start giving you videos, is that it wants to YouTube want to know your interest, your kind of interest, your own type of videos, the kind of videos you would like to watch. And let's say, for instance, I open a YouTube account for the first time, and for the first time, it's not showing me videos, it's asking me to search. And let's say I search for action movies, for instance. Of course, it has been programmed that, okay, if you search for action movies, then every other set of videos that will be popping up will be action movies. Okay, if so, that's why when you see your YouTube videos, what you have on your YouTube videos, they're actually based on YouTube video algorithms. You understand? They're actually based on your usual, you understand? Or yes, your usual kind of videos that you search for, that you watch. So it gives you suggestion. So same thing applies to a video app like Netflix. When you watch a movie or you search for a movie, it will definitely give you related kind of videos or movies. Okay, so that is just that about artificial intelligence. And also we have types of basically types of AI: narrow, Gen AI, then the super AI. Of course, narrow AI is talking about the mobile ones like ChatGPT, Siri on ChatGPT that we use, Siri on iPhone, Google. You understand, Google Voice and the likes. The general AI, of course, can do anything a man can, but no matter how well general AI can do it, we still can't. They are still not real because they are not natural. They are still, artificial. Okay. Then we have the super AI, which are smarter than humans. Yes, that's to be factual. They are smarter than human, but no matter how smarter they are, no matter how smarter they are. In fact, should we even say they are smarter than humans? Because if we discover if you discover the kind of brain you have, the kind of brain I have, then you discover that we are machines as human. God has created us with a lot. Okay. However, AI has come to make use of a lot. So it seems so smarter than human. Also, let's talk about how this work. How does AI work? Sometimes some people be like, how does this thing even work? Is it a kind of witch or Oyibo witch, as some people would say? You know, well, actually, there's a way it works. Um, we have four steps here, four stages, or let me say four factors here, that makes AI works, or let me say that talks about how AI works. The first thing is the data, the second is algorithm, the third is machine learning, the fourth is neural network. Now let's start with the first one, data. Now data here, let me try and explain this way. When a child is growing, okay, when a child is growing, you know most time a child will start talking with a word or two, not even with a word, let's say with a sound. Okay, and that sound, with which the child starts making is actually, it could be based on the sound the child hears from the environment. When I say the environment, I mean probably from the parents, from the word. You understand? So the child starts making a copy of that sound based on what he hears. And as the child grows older, as the brain develops, you start hearing the child making words. Okay, and these words are not just words; they are words that the child has been able to accumulate. You understand, from people around. Okay, from people around. And as the child grows and the brain gets more developed, the child this all these are before the child start going to school. Do you get it now? Likewise, also AI. AI works based on the data that is being fed upon. Okay, now let me explain this more better. AI is a machine. Okay, all these things, when you, for instance, if you even go to Google, okay, and search for, let's say, something like what is AI, and Google gives you definitions, or let's say ChatGPT, for instance, gives you definition. Now the question is, those words. Let's even leave ChatGPT apart. Let's say you search Google for something, and Google gives you a result, a response. The question is, those response that Google gives you, you understand, where did it get it from? Okay. Now the truth of the matter, as far as Google is concerned, Google scrapes websites all over the internet. There's something we call Googlebot. Okay, Googlebot visit, according to the research, according to statistics, I think Googlebot visit every web pages. I think about some seconds in a day. Like, and what is happening is that when you open a new website, okay, and your website is listed, Google will always visit every web pages on your website, searching for new information to his own server, so that whenever anybody anywhere in the world are searching for this information, there will be information to feed or to give back to those people. So now the truth of the matter is, the results you get from Google, the results you get from all this AI, ChatGPT and the likes, they are actually from the data that has been fed, from data that has been mined all over the internet. Okay, from web pages, from forms that you fill, from videos that you upload, from pictures that you upload, all that, they are all the data that AI works with. Now there's an image here on my on the right hand side. We have commonly used AI models and their parameters. Now, the parameters here are the number of data they work with. Okay, ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT started with 3, version 3. Version 3 started working with 175 billion data. When I say data, I mean words, information over the internet. Like, for instance, you fill a form online, you understand, all those things, they are all the data. You write an article on your website, you posted it, all those things, all those words that you put together, they are all the data. So you cannot imagine how many of this data we have all over the world that all these AI models will be collecting to give what you, to form, you understand, the answer or the response that you want. So ChatGPT started with 175 billion data. ChatGPT 3, in fact, what I'm hearing, the rumor I'm hearing, or that is going around now on the internet, is that ChatGPT, OpenAI will be launching GPT-5. Yes, GPT-5 this July, and that GPT-5 this July is probably going to be the most powerful of all AI models. Why? Because it's going to be making use of a large number of data that no AI model has never used. And according to what I'm hearing, it said it's going to be using over 1 quadrillion data, not billion, not trillion, over 1 quadrillion data. Meaning, and the reason for that from research is that it's going to make it's going to make your result even more accurate. Sometimes when you search for something on ChatGPT or online, sometimes you may not want to 100%, you understand, accept what it's saying, but with that large amount of data, it's meant to be even far much more accurate. Information that you get from it is meant to be much more accurate. And we have so many other AI model like Claude, like okay, let's even talk about the most, the one that is even going viral now, Google VO. Google VO, I'm very sure they must be using a lot of parameter, but guess what? They didn't disclose the number of parameters they are using. Okay, Grok AI here is using 314 billion, parameters. That's Grok 1 now. Grok 1 now. So I'm very sure, the new version Grok 4 will be using even much more. Okay, so you can see. So and according to what I was reading a journal, a tech journal, is a video journal, and they're like that there are some AI mode, there are some AI, what's it called, machine learning engineers. They are trying to use a less parameters, but trying to work even much more smarter with the less parameter they are using. But guess what? That may not be really, really 100% possible because it is what you have, you give. It's garbage in, garbage out. Okay, so that's that. That's that about how it works. So the data the data I mean the information, or let me say the response all this AI model gives back to you is simply based on the data there that has been mined all over the internet. And this data mined from the internet are the pictures you upload, the forms you fill, the article you write online, your comment, all these things. They are all the data being pulled together. News online, all over the world and all that. So that is that. Now let's talk about the algorithm. Now don't worry about I'm still doing I'm going to go through all this slide. Then thereafter we go into the practical section. Is that okay? All right. So now let's talk about the algorithm. Now the algorithm is the brain. Okay, it's not enough to have all the data, but also to know how to make use of this data. So the algorithm is the brain. Okay, and algorithm is simply the instruction that you give to it. Algorithm is simply the instruction that you give to your to the AI, you understand, on okay, this is how you should do this how you should do this how you should make use of this data and all that. Then we have the machine learning. Now machine learning is simply, learning from the provided data, learning from, AI. Apart from the fact that AI is also being supplied data, AI in a way also mine its own data, yes, meaning that AI also learn from you, the user. Okay, now so that simply means that it is possible that, an AI model starts with a number of data, a number of parameter, but probably in some years' time, they go back to check, discover that the number of parameters actually increased. And the reason that would be possible is because AI also learn from the users. Okay, AI learn from the users. The information you also provide and all that, is being added to its own store, in quotes, you understand. That's why they would say that you should be very careful of the kind of information you provide, the kind of information you send to an AI model. There's some information that should be private, information that has to do with your card details, your debit card details, and some other sensitive information. You have to be very careful because as at now there is no security for the information you provide. Yes, there's no security to the information you provide to an AI model. It's open. Okay, it's open, so you need to be very, very careful. However, when we say you shouldn't provide sensitive, we mean sensitive information. Telling AI your name so that AI address you by your name is nothing. Okay, AI knowing your age is nothing. Okay, so there are certain things that will make AI, work smarter with you. Like I used to say, AI is your employee. Okay, so AI is your employee. So that's that about the machine learning. AI learns from users. Another thing is a neural network. Now, neural network here help AI is simply AI, knowing how to take decisions. Yes, this is AI knowing how to take decision. Okay, apart from having the data, knowing how to work with the data, learning from users. Another thing is, learning how to knowing how to take decisions. Yes, AI, you know, neural network here has to do with AI taking decisions. Yes, can you imagine you generating an image from an AI model, and it gives you the image of someone that never existed. And the reason that is possible is because it's picking every part of that image from different kind of images too. Yes, that is true. It's picking every part. Take for instance, eye from one image, the second eye from one image, the eye tone from one, I mean the eye color from one image. You understand? Like that, like that. But the question is, how come you get those images looking refined, looking quality? That is because neural network is working here. Okay, how come you don't generate those images and you see one part black, one part white, or one part brown? You know, you get it. So this is AI taking decision, knowing that no, based on this kind of prompt, I should make everything looking a kind of a black or like African skin tone, like that. So there are so many, areas, where AI make decision and the like. So, and don't forget, the number of parameters that AI models use, also determines their level of accuracy. Okay, because when you have large parameter to work with, definitely you have a lot to also. Now let's look at some of these everyday AI tools. Some of these we're going to be looking at ChatGPT, Canva AI, Dali, Notion AI, Descript. Now, what the ones we're going to be looking at today, we're going to be looking at ChatGPT. We're going to be looking at what's it called now? Gemini, Google Gemini. We're going to be looking at Dreamina. We're going to be looking at some others. Okay, that's when we get to the practical section of this trade. All right, now it's very important to make use of AI responsibly. Yes, responsibly. AI now people now use AI to give false information. Yes, and if you are not careful, you think everything is real. Everything is real. I think there's something that went. I was seeing online. I don't know how viral that thing went actually. They said the federal government has said that all those who are single should relocate to Iran. To go and help. It looks very real. And then the first I was like, actually, the truth of the matter, the first time I heard it, I actually thought it was real. I was like, haba. Now, wow, now this one concern government again. Not only when I watched this, well, not until when I watched the video, I was like, oh, AI, you know. Do you get it? And guess what? Some people have actually fallen into this, thinking it's actually real. Okay, so we need to make responsible use of AI. We mustn't abuse it. Check for accuracy. Don't copy everything it says. Never share private info. I've mentioned that before. Use it ethically, not for cheating or for misleading, which you are now having online. I understand people want to create content, you understand, on YouTube. And now YouTube now they've reviewed their policy. Okay. Yes, because of probably the way people want to misuse and bombard their server with all kind of videos. Now that they can create videos at the tip of their fingers. So now these are some of the things we're going to be looking at. Use ChatGPT to create business name, design logo, write a blog, generate pictures, you know, ask ChatGPT simple things, simple prompt. I mean, creating simple prompts. And of course, I'm very sure some of you you are eager to know how you can create videos on using AI models. Of course, yeah, we're going to be looking at it. And very important, it's important to consider the pitfalls that must be avoided while you are making use of AI. It is very, very important. Please, let's not overlook this. Over reliance on AI without fact checking. Yes, when you rely on everything AI gives you, even ChatGPT, as a case study, will tell you to check the information provided. You understand? Before developers. I don't know, maybe you have any developer here in this forum. Yeah, developers, you understand it. There are times you want to get some quick fix to code. You go to ChatGPT generate the code for you. Some of it will work, some of it will even make the work worse. And you have no choice than just to beg, let me start this all over again. Yes, that is true. So we need to fact check results that we get. Sharing private information, I've talked about that. Using AI to create fake and misleading, I've mentioned that. Assuming AI is always unbiased or fair. AI is not unbiased. AI is not unfair. Is AI as it doesn't reason. You understand? It's a machine. Okay, it doesn't reason. It's just using the information that has been provided, using the machine learning, using algorithm to and all this, to decide, what to give to you as response. Okay, and then lastly, don't ignore legal and ethical implication of AI. We need to abide by terms and conditions and the like. So let's go into the practical section of our training today. Now today we get to be starting with what we can do, common things that we can do with AI models like ChatGPT. We're going to be looking at ChatGPT a lot because number one is the most widely used, and number two, it has a lot. Yeah, they are developing. Yes, we have some others too. Okay, so I may have to share my screen. Okay, so I will have to reshare my screen so that you can see every part of what I'll be showing you in this training. So So we're going to be starting with ChatGPT. All right, so we're going to be starting with ChatGPT, and I guess can everybody see my screen? Can everybody see my screen? I need your response.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with ChatGPT, and like I said, I'll be diving much more deeper into this. All right, so this ChatGPT, where you open it, I don't know, maybe I may have to reshare this link again. There's anyone who doesn't have it, just share the link again. So now this ChatGPT is very cool. You understand? It's asking you what can I help you with. So this is where you type in your search. Now your search here is not a search per se, but we call it prompt. Now prompt in the sense that what do you want ChatGPT to do, not a search. Okay, well, it can be a search because in a way ChatGPT also acts as a web scraper. Web scraper in sense that it's sometimes you search for some information. ChatGPT will go online to website and scrape those information for you. In fact, sometimes ChatGPT will add the link. You understand the source of that information. We add the link to it. So in a way, ChatGPT acts as a web scraper. So it's a search, but primarily what you are meant to do here, it said ask anything. Okay, it's like a prompt, it's like you are giving it a command, what you want it to do. However, it can be much more friendly than that. Like for instance, when I say hi, what do I get? It said, hi there, how can I help you today? You get it now. So you can see, so it can be that friendly. Okay. And I mentioned something last week. I said ChatGPT, I mean AI generally is not meant to be, you don't compete with AI. What you do is you make AI your employee. That's it. You employ AI to do whatever it is you want. Now, let's take for instance, if I want to send a birthday message to someone, okay, I can easily ask I mean ChatGPT specifically, to draft a message for me. Sometimes we can have the issue of I don't know how to draft this message. I don't know how to put it. You understand? You can go ahead to say um create birthday message, a birthday message for a friend, for a friend. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT got. Okay, look at that. Happy birthday. Now, what you have here is simply saying that you replace this with the person's name. Okay, wishing you a day filled with love, laughter, and all the happiness. All you just have to do is read, copy, and paste to the person, and replace all this. Like where it says, you know, the friend's name. You have to replace that with the friend's name. You have to replace this place with your name and all that. So once you copy this, edit and paste, it makes your work faster and easier. Do you see that now? So, and there are many more, even to generate email. In fact, it's not even advisable generating email directly from ChatGPT when we have other forms. Do you get it now? Now, presently, if you want to reply mail, it has now even been made much more easier. Okay, Google has added this Gemini. Of course, um Google Gemini is a Google AI model, okay, and this is added to emails. Now here is one of my email box. If I want to compose an email, okay. Now if I go to compose and I come here, let's say, and probably I'm sending this mail to, let's say, one of my other emails, and let's say subject greetings. And here I want to what? I want to send an email. Look at that. Okay, you can see, I don't know if you can see this placeholder that says help me to write, help me write. Okay. Now if I should tap on this, I can simply, create a prompt of what I want this email to be. For instance, I can say um let's say um season's greetings, It's not yet season greetings anyway. Season a season's greeting message for the year 2025. Look at that. I can click on create and it will generate the email for me. Now, when it generates the email, it will insert it immediately. Look at that. It's saying, dear, okay, so I can replace this name right there. Okay, so I can replace this name. Then we have wishing you and your loved ones, a joyful holiday season and a prosperous new year. Best regard. Then by default, you understand, he knows my name. So is able to to include that. Okay, and the next thing is to, if you agree to what ChatGPT has written, then you can go ahead to click on insert. Now insert, don't be afraid to insert here. Is not, doesn't mean that you send it. It's just placing it where it's meant to be on your on your compose stuff. So this is where you can replace the person's name. Okay, let's say MD, and you replace so many other things, then you send. So you can see how this can actually make a lot much more easier. So you don't have to rack your brain on anything. Just just make use of your new smart employee, and it will get things working for you. Now I also mentioned something last time that you can use AI to generate CV, because CV generation is also one of those things that sometimes we have issues with. And the reason we have issues with it is that many a times we are looking for ATS standard CV. I mean ATS. Now, what is ATS? ATS is actually a software that is being used to analyze resume. Yes. Now, when companies are actually looking for, let's say, a software engineer, or let's say a content creator, for instance, okay, they use this software to analyze your CV. If the content in that CV meets up with what they want, and as at that point, even without seeing the person, at that point, they are determining if the person is to be employed or not. Do you get it now? Yeah. So many times people have issues with their CV, because when their CVs are being assessed by ATS, their CV will not meet, ATS will not be able to read their CV. And because there are thousands of more people whose CV has to be read, nobody has the time to sit down with one CV and start checking, okay, who is this person? Let's confirm. You understand? They put it aside, check others, and so on and so forth. So people do have issues with creating an ATS standard resume, and that shouldn't be an edict now. I mean, again, because we now have our AI to do that. Now, how do I create a CV? You can go now. If you go to, let's say, a cyber cafe, business center, to create a CV, of course, you tell them, oh, I want to create a CV. Let's say you've never created one before. You tell them you want to create a CV. They will ask you of some information, which is true. ChatGPT also will ask you of this information. Okay. The only reason ChatGPT will not ask you of that information is if you have one time or the other make use of your CV, uploaded your CV before. You understand, to your account. That's why when you are signing up into ChatGPT, you are signing up with what? With an email account. Okay, which makes your session more private. Okay, so now the only reason ChatGPT will not ask you of those information is if you have probably make use of those information before on your resume. I mean, on your ChatGPT account. But if not, ChatGPT is going to ask you those information. Now, let's take for instance, I'm going to create that prompt and say, create an ATS, an ATS. Somebody is asking what is ATS, I think. Now let's ask ChatGPT. What is ATS? Let's see what ChatGPT does. Now it said ATS stands for Application Tracking System. It's a type of software that companies use to manage recruitment process, from posting jobs and collecting applications to screening resume, and you understand, and scheduling interviews. I've mentioned that before. Okay. So now let's talk about, let me give a prompt, say, okay, create a resume. I'm going to say create a resume for me. So this is my prompt. Let's see what ChatGPT is going to be. Look at that. Now it's asking you of this information, saying I should what? Provide my name, blah blah blah, and all that. And it's always advisable you have this provided. You don't need to arrange anything. Okay, don't arrange anything. Just provide those information. And if you think, okay, you don't want to do this, you can ask it to generate random information, which you can edit probably in your system. You understand? You can edit, let's say, generate, because sometimes you'll be like, you don't have time to start writing and all that. You can say generate random information. Let's say for me to edit, for me to edit. Okay? And it's very important for me to, okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Now look at that. It's giving me all this information. These are random information, profession and all that. Okay. It's giving me this random information. Now I can't edit my stuff this way. So you see, it's already asking you, would you like this as a downloadable Word or PDF? You understand? So all I just need to do is to give it a command. Say Word. So then it's going to generate the information for us in Microsoft Word that you can download, put on your own Microsoft Word, software and edit. You get it now? So you can see that it's already giving it to us. So once I click on this, it will download. Look at that. It's already down. Then it's going to, once I save, it's going to download this. So let me save it and let's go and open it. Okay, so it should be on my downloads. So here is it. So let me open it up and let's see how it looks. All right, so I'm going to enable editing like normal. Okay, look at that. So this is an 8-year standard resume. Forget about beauty. You understand? Forget about beauty, forget about design. Nobody has time to check the beauty of your CV or not. All they want is your CV should be standard. And look at that. According to standard, an 8-year standard resume should not be more than 2 pages. At max, 2 pages. Do you get it now? So, and of course, look at that. It's giving us what? 2 pages. Okay, because I said 8-year standard, so it won't give you more than 2 pages. And look at this, I can go ahead to start editing this to suit my own purpose. Okay, so that is that about CV generation with a resume. Okay, and if I think I've provided all those information, it will give me exact information where I want them, and all I have to do is to go and print. Life easy. Okay. No business center will start collecting money from you. Say, okay, yeah, Joko, sit down. Let's start editing. No. All I have to pay them for is to print. Life made easier. So that's that about CV generation. Now, do you have any question on this before we proceed? Any question? Any question? Can everyone hear me? You can hear me, I need your response.
Yeah, I can hear you. And
Oh,
so far, so good.
okay. All right. Thank you for your responses. All right, good. So now
I
let's
can hear
Oh, all right, sir. All right, sir. Thank you. I can see your responses to reactions too. All right. So now let's continue with the next phase. Now the next phase. So so far we have looked at how you can generate simple messages, how you can generate emails, how you can generate resume with CVs. Now the next thing I want us to look at is how you can create designs. How you can create design. When I say designs, I mean the design some of us would want to be looking for a graphic design for, say, graphic designer, help me design, and you be charged 5,000, charge even much more, okay, for a design. Now you can actually create a design, a business design with with ChatGPT. In fact, if you are starting a new business, see, AI has made a lot much more easier, such that you can work independently without any other person. Okay, and it will look like you are working with so many people. All right, so let's get started. Let's see how we can generate a logo. Okay, let's see how we can generate a logo with ChatGPT, for instance. Now, at this point, I would like to say that when you want to create certain things on your AI models, start in a friendly manner. Now, the reason I'm saying this from experience. Start in a friendly manner. Let's say, for instance, you want to create a design. Sometimes, to even give prompt can be very, very cumbersome. Like, I don't know, how do I place this command? Like, all the things I've been typing, you understand? Sometimes maybe like, how do I write it? How do I place it? When you have issues like that, don't stress your brain. All you have to do is start a conversation. Okay. Now, let's say I want to start a business on tailoring, for instance. Okay. And I don't even know how to place my prompt, how to put my prompts, okay, on ChatGPT to create that logo that I want. I can start a conversation and say, I I want to start a tailoring business. Okay, let's see what it responds. Oh, great. Okay, good, good, good. Now it's already giving us some ideas. Well, those ideas we may like them, we may not, because the next thing you see, we're giving us suggestion. So ChatGPT can be that great, you know. Not only ChatGPT, AI models generally can be that great to give you everything you need to start up, like everything you need to, what you need to do. Okay, now what is giving us a lot, but that's not what we intend to do. What we intend to do now is to create certain things. So I'm going to go with the next one and say, I need ideas. I need ideas on brand color, brand color, and logo. Okay. All right. Now you're saying that great, your brand color and logo are essential part of okay. Good for you knowing that. So now for brand color is giving us some ideas, and the ideas is giving us here is actually based on tailoring type of color and all that. It's giving us deep navy blue, gold, cream white. Okay, fine. Okay, and it's giving us some more information. Okay, so now I'm going to ask an information and say, can you create a logo for me? Can you create a business logo for me? All right, let's say absolutely I will love to create your business logo. Now I said to get started, I just need a few details. You see, and that's just it. It's going to give you all that. Now it's saying that you should provide your business name, which normally a business designer would do. When you go to a designer or a brand a brand designer, say okay, you want to create a logo. They will give you a brief. A brief is actually a detail. You are meant to provide the details of what you want to do. Okay. Now it's also giving you all those things. Okay, say create your brand name, what's the business name, what's the preferred what's it called? And it's giving you, options. You see, Sheyi stitches, tailor made by Tolu. I think I've seen something like this recently. Not this name, but something like this, something made by, okay. So let's see what other thing I'm going to provide. Business name. So for business name, let's do it this way. Business name. Business name. Let me say SMI tailoring. Tailoring. Tailoring hub maybe. Okay. Comma. Preferred style. Um. Preferred style. Preferred style. Let me say preferred style should be. You want something elegant and classic. You want to know the meaning of those, you can go further to ask, what is this? What is this? It's going to give you elegant and classy. Okay, what other information does it need? Okay, color. Okay, color preference. Okay, so let's provide that too. Color preference. Color preference. Color preference. Let's use that deep navy blue, like we had the other time. Deep navy blue. gold, deep navy blue, gold, and white. I think the white we had there is creamy white. I'm going to put this comma. I'm going to replace it with semicolon so that everything not just be comma, because for the colors also we have commas. Let me use semicolon here. All right. So what again? Icon ideas. Okay. So for icon ideas, it should have an icon that has to do with let's say scissors and tape rule, like that. Icon ideas. Let's say scissors, scissors and measuring tape, or let's say tape rule. Okay. So we have provided enough information. I said tape rule. So you have provided enough information. The next thing is let's send it and let's see what is getting to us. Okay. So you can see that it's generating. So it may take a minute or two to fully generate, but let's just wait. So why this generate? Let's because sometimes it can take a whole lot. So we won't wait. But let's just why that is generating. Let me create another tab for this and let's continue. So the next thing, do you have any question on this before I proceed? Any question? Any question so far? Any question so far? All right, thank you. All right, so I believe no question for now. All right, so now let's move on to how to generate flyers. Okay, how to generate flyers, business flyers and all that. So I can go ahead to say how to generate business flyer. Now, if I want to generate business flyer, just like any other graphic designer, you'll be asked to give certain information. And guess what? I won't be I'm going to continue with the logo stuff. I think that would be a very good idea because you have provided a lot of information. Okay. And with those information, because if you go on with a new conversation here, it will be like starting a new conversation entirely. Okay. So let us continue with what we already. Okay, good. I think it's almost done. So let's continue with this. So we need to generate a flyer from here also. I don't want to start a new conversation entirely, except you are going into something else now. So let's just complete this. And of course, these are meant to be your business stuff, After you must have done all those things, you create business name and all that. The next thing is start creating brand for your business, which also has to do with your brand name, your logo and all that. And the next thing you want to do is you start creating a flyer, you know, which is going to be the next thing we're going to be doing now. Oh, look at that. He has given us a logo. Now, please, I need to say something about logo creation. Now, logo creation, many a times people misunderstood logo creation and mock-up. I'm going to show you now very, very quickly. Many a times, some people there is a kind of misconception between logo and mock-up. Let me explain. Now, a logo is meant to be a vector image. What do I mean by a vector image? I'm a graphic designer, so I can tell you this for free. Okay, a logo is meant to be a vector image. Now, a vector image in the sense that it's not meant to have maybe shadow, gradient, a 3D somewhere. No, it's just meant to be make it should be made up of your mainly your business colors. Okay, now this is a logo. Now this logo here you can see is only made up of the colors that I want, and that's just it. Now let me show you mock-up. That's what people call logo. Now if a designer should design this for some business, with it like, oh no, I don't want this, I want the one that looks like that of my friend, that is, and they'll be showing you something like this. Let me show you something like that. You have a place like let me show you some of those. 3D mockup, 3D logo mockup. Let me show you what some people call mockup. Look at this. Let's go to images. Look at this. This is what some people call mockup. See, this is what some people call logos, rather. You get it now? And they will tell you that they don't want, they don't want this. They want something that looks like this. And actually, the truth of the matter is, before this can be achieved, the logo has to be created. Don't worry, we are coming somewhere. Okay. Now the logo must be achieved. Now, when the logo must have been designed, then you can therefore go ahead to create a mock-up. Now, mock-up here is simply a 3D representation of your logo, like as if it's real. You understand? Let's see one of these. There was a particular time when this particular one was very, very common, like very, very common. This one, like on marble walls, it was very, very common. So these are mock-ups, not logo. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something about me. I have my logo and I have a mock-up for it, which ChatGPT can also do. Let me show you some of those. Gen. Okay, good. Okay, so let me show you some of those. Now I'm going to show you my logo and the mock-up I created with it. Sorry, please, no, never mind my background sound effects. Weekend, so these guys are around. So now look at my logo. Look at my logo. It's loading. Okay, now look at my logo. Now this is not the original logo actually. Now the original logo I lost because my system got the hard drive got failed. So I had to go online to look at where I've used this logo, and I had to get it. It was rough. I sent it to ChatGPT to refine it for me, and now I have this. So now this is my logo, but there's something I did. Now this is the logo, vector image, basically my colors. Okay, now let me show you the mock-up for this logo, like the 3D for this logo that I created. I created one. This was the first one I created. This was the first one I created. Now the issue I had with this was that it was having 2 stars instead of 3 stars. Though the star was at the top here. Okay, but ChatGPT put it inside. I don't have issues with that anyway. But the issue I was having with this was that it was two, so I had to recreate it again. So the second one I created was this. Okay, now this one it created the 3 stars, but you know there's a kind of the text here is not clear. It's meant to be SMI Multimedia Agency, but you can see we don't even know what is here. Maybe it's a language or English. I don't know. So I created the third one, which was much more perfect. And here is it. Look at that. So this is what we can call a mock-up, a 3D representation of a logo. Okay, so now this is it. So now let's continue with our prompt. So we have our logo. The next thing you may want to do, which is not really compulsory, but like some people want to do, is to create a 3D. Okay, so I can say another thing about 3D mockup is that sometimes some people want to see how this logo will look like on certain objects. For instance, they want to see how the logo will look like on a cup. They want to see how the logo will look like on a book. They want to see how the logo will look like on a bag or something like that. So I can say create a mockup, create a 3D or create a mockup, or we can just say put a simple say place this logo on a shopping bag, on a shopping bag. Okay, but let's go ahead to do this. I don't want to put the word but first. Let's see what the issue is. Now, good. Now, initially, I wanted to say that I should put the keyword, generate. Okay, but now ChatGPT understand the conversation, where the conversation started, and ChatGPT already knows what next to do. Okay, so let's wait and let's see how this is going to be. Though this prompt is not clear enough, it should have been probably placed on a white shopping bag. But since I did put, let's see, maybe it's going to use its own discretion to do that. So the next thing we're going to be doing once this is completed is to create a design, like a flyer, a business flyer. We're going to be creating a business flyer. Let's wait for this. Now, of course, I expect I'll be using the ChatGPT on our mobile phone. Now, sometimes when it's taking time like this, don't worry, you can just exit, go do other things that you need to do. When it's completed, it will notify you at the top. It will notify you at the top. You understand? Telling you that your image is ready. Okay. So it's almost complete. You can see it at the bottom right. Okay. And why that is still running, you will see this square sign here inside a circle. And once it's completed, this will change. When it's changed, you can create another prompt. But okay, wow, I think I love this. And then, does anybody also love this? Like this, can give a reaction. Okay. Yeah, I like it too. I was thinking, I was afraid of how this is going to look like. So many a time you can create a mock-up like this. Okay, see how your logo is going to look like on object and all that. Okay, so you can see it's a simple prompt. What was the price? I said, place this logo on a shopping bag. And like initially I said, I was afraid. I don't know how you get to take this. I wanted to say put this on a white, this, and even that put this on a white may not look as good as this, but already ChatGPT understand it should use, I mean, the same background color of the logo. That's for the color of the bag, and of course, this is cool. Now, the next thing I want us to look at is how to create a flyer for this business. Okay, so let's see how we can create a flyer. So I'm going to say um, create or generate an hyper realistic. I'm going to explain why I'm adding this adjective. Generate an hyper realistic uh, business flyer. Business flyer. This. Okay, let's just say business flyer. Of course, remember we have a conversation, so you don't need to start giving too much specification. If you want any other information, it's going to ask us. But I will, if even without it asking, I'm going to add some information and say, um, add an image of a seamstress. I think a seamstress is a female tailor. A seamstress. I don't know if my spelling is wrong. We use its digression as usual. Okay, add an image of a seamstress, um, image of a seamstress with, if you don't know anything about design. Now, there are some prompts I'm going to add there based on design stuff, but I don't want to do that. I'm talking to non-designers here, so let's just put it like as simple as plain as the way any other person can put it. I wanted to start adding some overlay prompt and all that, but don't worry. What I just used here is generate an hyper-realistic business flyer. Now, the reason I'm using the adjective hyper-realistic is that sometimes if you don't use those kind of adjectives, it can generate one childish flyer for you, and you'll be like, okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to remove this hyper-realistic. Sometimes it can still work without it. Generate a business flyer. Add an image of a seamstress. Generate generate a business flyer. Okay. Add an image. Okay, so let's send this prompt and let's see what we got. You can see there's a lot that ChatGPT can actually make much more easier. And even before you start consulting a graphic designer, it has to be something probably. specific or something, So there's a lot actually. There's a lot much more than this. I'm going to refresh this. Okay, starting from the top. So let's scroll down. Okay, let's wait for this. So now generating business flyer is that. Then while that is loading, let's move on to the next tab where you can generate any kind of image. You understand? Any kind of image, like general images. You understand? For instance, you want to create a greeting, a new month greeting, and you're like, I wish I can create a card. Be a graphic designer, this and that. You can just create something like, for instance, you can say, um, for instance, if you have a school stuff, you can just like something like create. Depends on your creativity. It depends on your creativity. Just create a monthly, or let's say a new month, or let's say um, generate generate um, an image, or let's say an hyper realistic hyper realistic image, hyper realistic image of um, of a set of image of a set of Nigerian students, Nigerian school, secondary school students, um, carrying a placard, with the text, "Happy New Month," Happy New Month. Let's just leave it this way. So let's see what it's going to generate. So you can generate images, you know. Okay, this one is still loading. Let me refresh this again. And while this is going, I need to also say that ChatGPT has a specific number of, you know, generations in a day, like images that can be generated. But don't worry, this loading is not as a result of using up all our credits to generate images. If you have used up all your credits to generate images, it's going to show it to you somewhere on this very text box. You understand? And it's going to tell you to wait for another 24 hours, like for you understand, for another 24 hours to start generating again. Okay. All right. So that's that. Okay. I don't know why this particular flyer stuff is taking time, but this one is already generating. Probably it's also based on the complication of what you are generating. Maybe that may add to the time it will take to generate, some of these things. Okay. All right. Now, while that is going on, there are lots more that you can do based on your prompt, based on your command. You understand? Based on whatever it is you want it to do. I'm going to show you. Of course, some of you must have seen some of those I've generated with ChatGPT. So let me show you some of them here. Oh, good, good, good. You got it. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? That's this one, generate an hyper-realistic image of a set of students, secondary school students carrying a placard with happy New Year. Look at that. So you can see. And sometimes you can be like, but this is not our school uniform. Yeah, you can upload the image of your school uniform. Yes, that's true. You can upload. Okay, let's do a test. Let's generate a school uniform randomly online. You understand? Let's say school uniform, secondary school. Okay. Um, okay, good. I think I love something like this. Okay, good. So let's pick something like this that's just talking about the cloth. So I'm going to download this. I'm actually saying that it's possible that you replace the cloth, the image is generating. I'm going to save this. Okay. So I'll come back to this and I would upload that image. Now look at this plus button. You will see it there in your own too. You can click on the plus button to add images, either from your Google Drive or from your cloud or from your device. Okay. So I'll be picking that from my downloads. This is it. So I'm going to say replace the school uniform. Let's say replace the student school uniform with this. Let's see what's going to happen. I've not tried this before actually, but let's see what's going to happen if it's going to do that. Well, look at that. It says you have reached your image creation limit. You see, so I will have to wait for another 24 hours. They said wait till tomorrow. But however, the last one I'm trying to create here will still come up. Okay, so let's just wait for it. So that's not a big deal. If you have multiple accounts, you can switch to another account, use the account, which I'm also going to be doing. This one with flyer is actually taking long. However, while all these are creating, let me show you some of the things the flyers have generated with ChatGPT, specifically ChatGPT. Look at that. So let me continue. Okay, let me create a slideshow. Um, okay, let me just next look at that. The hyper realistic image, looking very real. Nobody will say, look at this. I created this with ChatGPT also, a simple flyer, okay, that carries the information I want. That's ChatGPT. Look at this, looking very real. You understand? Looking very real. So these are images. Look at this comic with ChatGPT. Look at this. So it depends on your creativity. You understand? Look at this baby boss. Looking so plain. All right, look at this. I've shown you this before. Now this is a design. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT to place it on a book to see how it's going to look. You understand, as a book cover, and I have this. Okay, all right, you've seen this before. Look at this. This is also a design for this flyer, that this training ongoing. So I'm able to do this. You know, all I did, the prompt I used here was that you should place this on a signpost somewhere on Disney Island. Disney Island is in US, so you just anything based on whatever it is. Based on, look at this too. You understand? This is also AI. Looks real as ShopRite. It's AI. You understand? It's AI. Look at that. Now, I don't know, maybe you've seen something like this. Create this prompt is just uploading your picture, then asking ChatGPT to convert that picture into an hyper realistic 3D cartoon. Into an hyper realistic 3D cartoon. That's how this kind of picture is achieved. Here also. Okay, good. Now, this is the last that I'll be showing you for this section before we go into video generation. And that's how you can create something like a movie poster like this. This looks like a movie poster. Look at that. Look at that. These are the things, images I generated with ChatGPT. This look very real. Look at this. It's like a movie poster. That's for this ongoing training. But I made it look like a movie poster. That's the last thing I'm going to show you for this session before we go into video generation. Look at this. Escape from Lagos. Look at this. Now, at this point, I didn't use hyper realistic here, but when I use hyper realistic, look at this. It makes it more real, like human. Okay, the robots looking like real robots. Okay, look at that. All these are ChatGPT generated images. Look at this. You know this place. This is a Lekki Learning Bridge. You understand? To do that, look at these students. Look at this. Looking very, very real. Look at this. See? Look at this. Many a time, if I want to create a design for clients, and I don't go about searching for images as such like before online. All I do is to generate exactly what I wanted. Okay, and I will have it. Look at this. Sorry for the break. Sorry, please. So all these are AI generated pictures. It depends on your creativity. Depends on how creative you can be. Okay. All right. So that's that about that. So I don't know. Do you have any question on this? This is still generating. Let's go back to check the flyer. Okay. I think this is the flyer. I think it's almost done. I think it's almost done. Let's just wait for it. Okay. Okay. He's talking about network error. Okay. Let me just retry. Okay, so while that is still running, so I'm going to be changing my chat GPT. Oh, so okay, so I can't generate this again because of I've used up my what's it called? My image. I've reached my image creation limit. So now when you have the same issue, all you just have to do is just if you have another what's it called? Another account, Google account or whatever. Though the account I use here is my Microsoft account, so I can always use, you can see, spjamie@live.com. So I can always change this account, so I can just log out. I can just log out and log in with with another account. Okay, so here, let me log in with another account. So I've logged in with another account. So here I can go ahead to start creating another set of images. So like I said, you can create flyer, just start a very nice conversation, and you can go ahead. And if you want to create a flyer, you can create a details of the flyer. Okay, you can create a detail for the flyer. Just give it the information you want. Then you have the flyer generated. But like I said, it's always good that you start a conversation. Okay, that you start a conversation. It makes it much more easier on, oh, how do I do this? How do I do this and all that? So that is that about that. Okay. So now the last part is okay, this one too has changed. So the last part is I want to show you how to create all these movie flyers. Okay. Now to create those movie flyers that you see, what you do is that you need to create a kind of a script as if you want to create a movie, you understand, like a script. Now let's say I want to create a movie that says that talks about let's say uh let's say injustice in leadership, you understand, for instance, or let's say leadership injustice. Okay, now I don't know how to create this prompt. Okay, because I'm not a cinematographer, and so what I will have to do is it is ChatGPT that will give me the ideas. So all I just have to do is I'm going to do this. I will say act. I will tell ChatGPT to act as a prompt engine, okay, to generate a movie poster of a movie that has to do with let's say wicked wicked leadership in let's say wicked leadership. Okay, wicked leadership. Um, and I'm going to, okay, to generate, okay, that's fine, wicked leadership, right? Now, ChatGPT, because I asked ChatGPT to act as a prompt engine, it's going to give me everything I need. The feeling, you understand? Now, let's see what it's going to do. I'm sending this. See, okay, good. Now, it's going to do this for me. Look at the prompt. It says, create a dark, intense, dramatic moving poster titled Wicked Leadership. The poster features the powerful, intimidating figure seated on a large, menacing iron throne. Look at that. It's giving you a lot of ideas. So all you just have to do is this. Now, let's see the question it's giving us here. It said, let me know if you want it more corporate, political, or futuristic, dystopian. I can tweak it. Okay. So let's ask it to go ahead. Let's say go ahead. All right, good. So it's generating. And let's see how our movie poster will look like. Remember, we got this movie poster from what? From a prompt, like a kind of a movie prompt. Let's see how this is going to look like. I'm eager to see this. Okay, I'll start loading. I started loading. Let's wait for it. Okay. I've actually not taken my time to count how many images ChatGPT can generate before before you can hit the limit of generation. I've not taken my time to count actually, but I know at least there's a lot you can generate with it. A lot you can generate with it. Okay, it's almost done. Okay, all right. So this should display now because oh, look at that. Just look at that. Wicked leadership. There's even a kind of a subtitle like when power corrupts, everyone pays. Look at that. I love this. So you can see, look at the background, giving it the background, giving it a kind of overlay. I'm telling you, this is a very nice movie poster. The only thing remaining here to make it a movie poster, and if you had actually provided that, it would have added it. And that's probably names of some very important cast in the movie just at the top here, and that's all. So that's a very, very nice one. So that's how to create a movie poster. Let's create something like the opposite of this. Okay. Um, let's say act as this is going to be the last one, then we're going to video generation. Act as a prompt engine, act as a prompt engine to create, to generate a movie poster on love. You understand? Let's say on love. So acts as a to generate an hyper realistic. I love using that because there's a way it makes your generation, your result more looking more real. This one looks like a metal, an hyper realistic movie poster. Okay, let's see how this will. So it's giving us the prompts that will generate the kind of movie poster. So let's see the prompt. Now let me know. It's asking us a question. Let me know if you want his style, blah blah blah. Let's just ask. Go ahead. Or just say okay. Or you just say yes. Just give it a I mean, go ahead. So let's see how this will look. Okay, it's almost done. It's been over 1 hour. Maybe me cut. The more reason. Torí Google Pro tí mò ń lò tí mo fi ń lo Gemini. I have to disconnect that thing before the end of this month. So my your word at the end of the month ni. It will be my account. I know. That's why I can use it. I know. That's it has to be attached to it before they can give me access to it. But it's yes, so that I can have access. But it's 1 month free. So the 1 month free year delay. But immediately the month at the end, they will charge their account. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. I think it's done. Oh, look at this. Wow, 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 wow. If you actually want a Nigerian thing, of course, you can just specify it and say, like what we have here, act as a prompt engine to generate an hyper-realistic movie poster on love. You can put in brackets using Lagos Nigerian characters or Nigerian characters, something like that. You can just put that in bracket, then you have it. But look at what we have here. It's a very nice movie poster. Okay, even with a sub topic, a subtitle, some connection lasts forever. So this is a very nice one. You can see, so there's a lot more. There's a lot more. Designers will even benefit more from these designers, content creator. There's a lot to benefit actually, and to make life easier for you, for everyone, and that's AI for all. So we are done with this session. Any question on this so far before we go into video generation? And that will be all for today. Any questions so far? Any question? Okay, if there is no question, let me know. Okay, all right, thank you, Ayadeji. All right, thank you, thank you. All right, okay. So I believe no question. So now let's move on into video generation. So for video generation, we still get to be making use of ChatGPT, but not really. Now, for video generation as just as the name implies, we use it for generating videos. Now, first, I would like to show you some of the videos that you can generate, or let me say that I've generated with this. You must have seen some of them on the group. I think I posted. This was the most recent that I created this morning. Let's play. I'm going to be playing just two of it. So,
as you can see, AI is extremely taking over a lot, even in education. You can work better, faster, and smarter with.
look at that.
As
So
you can
that
see,
looks very, 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 very real. Okay, and let's play this one also. Let's play. Okay, let me play this David and Goliath thing.
I dey come meet you in the name of the Lord of hosts, where be the God of the army of Israel, where you don't
Look at
insult.
that. So that is another very nice one. Look at this too. This is an interview.
This is EMTE TV. Can you tell our viewers what will be giving your soup texture this weekend? It is EMT Ponmo, of course. Go
All
get
right,
yours.
like look at that. Then lastly, let me show you The one I use for this training, I hope it's here, is not here. It's not here, but I actually thought I added it. But there are lots more. There are lots more. Look at this baby. You know, look at this baby, looking very real. A very real Nigerian baby putting on Ankara. Look at this. You can actually look at that.
Thank you all for the wishes. God
This is
bless
also
you.
with a video generation. It came out of the design, and you can see. So there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. No, there's a particular one I'm actually looking for. That was the training. That was a video made for this.
As you can see, AI has taken over. Learn now.
Okay. Look at that. Yeah, this particular one I'm actually looking for. That's the video made for this training. Okay, good. This is it. Oh, why is it here?
Get things done better, faster, and smarter with artificial intelligence. Don't just be told what it does for it. Learn it yourself. You will get to know what AI really is. Your everyday tools like ChatGPT, Grok AI, DAI, and here is an addition. You will learn how to create a video like this. Yes, this video is AI and not real.
All for just 20,500 naira only. Video of the class will also be available after the class. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and
All
register.
right, look at that. So that is those are videos and many others that I've generated using all these AI models. And so now let's to start with video generations has limits. That's limits to the duration of videos that can be generated. Now on most of them can actually generate a maximum of 8 seconds. Now, but you discovered that the last video I played was more than 8 seconds, actually 1 seconds. And what I did was that I generated them separately, different 8 seconds. So I combined them using a video editor. Okay. So a video editor is actually a software that you can use to manage your video. Yeah. So I combined it with the video editor. So it seems to be launched much more longer, but they're actually different videos. Okay. But one thing I just try to do is to maintain the same environment to look like the tech environment. Let me play the video again so that I can see what I'm talking about.
Get things
Now
done better,
this is
faster,
just
and
one.
smarter with artificial intelligence. Don't just be told what it does for it. Learn it yourself.
Okay, this is 7 seconds.
You will get to know what
rather.
AI really is. Your everyday tools like
This is another
ChatGPT,
video.
Grok AI, DAI,
You can see
and
they
here
are
is
still
an
having
addition.
same
You will
type
learn
of
how to
background.
create a video like this. Yes, this video is AI and not real.
All for just 20,500 naira only. Video of the class will also be available after the
All right,
class.
now
So what
I
are you
discovered that they are still having like different environments. Okay, that was the only thing I tried to, try to do, and to make it look like they're in different offices, but still in the same kind of environment, tech environments. Okay, so now there are different models that we can use to generate this video. Some of them are free, some are not free, and most of them are not cannot be accessed by Nigerians. Okay, so since they can't be accessed, since some of them, not all, some of them cannot be accessed by Nigerians, and that simply means that how do they know, or how will they know if you are a Nigerian or not? That's simply because of a number your device has, your internet enabled device has. That number is called IP address. An IP address is just a set of numbers that is attached to every internet enabled devices. Okay, so it is with that number they will know where the number is coming from. You understand? But there's something called DNS. Okay, so they will know the details of that IP. If this IP is a Nigerian IP, you understand? So it is with that they know, if this person is browsing from Nigeria or not browsing from Nigeria. So however, there is an extension, a Google Chrome extension that we can use to block IP such that our IP or your IP will not be seen, and we call it VPN. VPN means virtual private network. So with VPN, with VPN switched on, okay, you can block. It's not that you are actually blocking your IP actually, but you can change your IP. Should I say change your IP? No, you can change your location. Okay, so instead of them actually seeing that you are using a Nigerian IP, you understand, it should be probably another country or something. So you can change your IP. Let me just put it that way. Let me just simply put it that you can change your IP. All right. So now let me show you some of these places. Now the most common, even ChatGPT has its own video generator. You understand? We call it Sora. Yes, Sora. Sora is a video generator. Okay. It's also one of those softwares created by OpenAI. You can see, so you can also use it to generate, videos and even more realistic images. You understand? More realistic images and videos. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You can see Professor Dumbledore in this university trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do. For those who watch Harry Potter, you know this character a lot. Harry Potter. Okay. So let's get started. So now the first place I want us to go is I'm going to show you Flow, or you can just type Google VO3, Google VO3. Okay. Now Google VO3 is giving us this option. Okay, Gemini is what I use presently to create to create those videos. Okay. Okay, but there's a particular one I want to show you. And that's okay, let me go through this lab.google.flow. Yeah. I'm going to be dropping this link. You understand? This is one of those. Flow is actually created by Google. It's actually a platform where you can create a Google, where you can generate video, and you know, it's how do I put it now? The engine behind this is called VEO. You understand? VEO. That's the engine behind it. Okay. Now, this same engine behind Flow, is also being used by other video generating platforms too, like Gemini. Gemini is still same Google. You understand? I don't know why they're having different kind. Google Vits is still same Google using the same but this is the official website where VEO is being used. You get it now. So we call it Flow. So let me drop this link also group so that you can access. So this is Google Flow. So you can scroll down to see amazing things that can be done with it. A lot of amazing things that can be done with it. So, and you can just scroll a little bit down and click on create with view. Create with flow rather. Remember, this flow works with it is powered by Google VEO. You understand? VEO is that video generating engine. You understand? And so many other AI models are also using this same VEO. Okay, but this particular one is not free, but I've used it before actually. Okay, so if you sign up with them, these are the videos I created with it. If you sign up with them, you would be given 1 month free credits. I think that's 1,000 credits thereabouts. Okay, let's play this. I created this video, but I don't think I still have credits on it, but I will try. Perhaps I still have some.
The federal government has now mandated that every household must add porn mode to their stews,
That was very funny actually. Okay.
especially on weekends.
Okay.
The federal government has now
This is another version of the same video.
The federal government has now mandated.
These are the videos I created with it. I was just using those credits, I was just using the credit. But it is very advisable that when you want to create videos like this using video, because it uses all those videos uses lots of credits. Okay, it's important that you do some certain settings. Okay, better you do those settings so that it won't be generating two videos like this. That was a mistake I made when I first used it. It was generating two videos, and those two videos that was generated was using a lot of credit, that was given. So you need to do those settings. Can come here, look at that output, so you can change it to 1. You understand? 1. That was a mistake I made when I first used it. It was generated two videos. I didn't know it was using lots of credits. So that's that. So let me try. Maybe I can still generate something with it. So let me try and copy this prompt. This prompt on Okay, let's create something. Okay, let's just create a simple prompt. Just create a simple prompt. Let's say generate a video of a cyborg cyborg dog dog a cyborg dog that is being chased by armed military men, military military men, military either single or double is going to correct it itself. So let's see if this can still generate something. And look at that. You see, you need more AI credits to complete this request. Look at that. So it means I've used up, but I still have my videos there. So I'm going to copy this same prompt and let's go to other places. So when you go to this and you really want to pay for it, you can actually pay for it compared to what if you really want to use it, like you really want to use it, you understand, you can actually pay for it. But presently there are a lot of ways to bypass this thing. Maybe in the future videos, maybe in the next cohort thereabout, I'll put you through how you can bypass paying for some of all these AI models. Because for you to pay for this now, if I want to upgrade this now, like this gets more AI credits. Let's see how much the fee is. Look at that. So for me to get 2,500 credit, it is 35,000 naira. Okay, and any amount I pay, I think, look at that. Purchase additional AI credit to be used after you run out of your monthly credit, valid for 12. So meaning that if I should pay this 35,000 naira, it can last for 12 months. Last for 12 months in the sense that if I can be managing it for 12 months. Okay, so that's what it means, and I think that's still cheap. 5,000 for a year, really, compared to what it generates. So 5,000 for, I'm sorry, 5,000 credits for 71,500 and all that. So you can see, so there's a lot. There's a lot. So that's that. So like I said, maybe in the next quarter I'll put you through how to bypass, paying for some of all these things. Okay. All right. So now let's move on to other video generating AI models that are free. You understand? And one of them is Dreamina. Dreamina.capcut.com. I'm going to post the link also. Let me post the link. I'm posting the link. So videos generated here are free. You understand? They are free, but it has a bot. Okay, but let's just go into it first. Okay, so this is Dreamina. Now, for you to generate video on Dreamina for free, you understand, it's not available. That offer is not available for Nigerians. Is that okay? The offer to generate video, for free on this particular website or platform is not free for Nigerians, for people in this region. So, but I can generate images and the likes, but I can't generate video. You can see the video is highlighted. It say coming soon, meaning for those people in our region, it's still coming soon. You understand? So what I have to do is that I have a VPN installed. So how will you install VPN? Now, for those using mobile phone, you can go to Play Store. There are free VPNs that you can use, virtual private network. So in my own case, if you are using your laptop, you can come to this extension manager. I have a VPN already. If I have two of them, I have a free VPN for Chrome, and I have Bear also. Okay, so you can go to, if you are getting a new VPN for the first time, go to manage extensions and then search for let's say search for free VPN. Look at that, I have it here. Now because I've already installed it, see, there's no add extension here again. The only thing I have here is to remove. Okay, so now, and once you add extension, it's added, it will be added to your Google Chrome, you understand, and you'll be able to do what I'm about to do. And what is that? So what I'm going to do is that I'll go to extensions here. You see these are list of all the extensions I have. Okay, this is free VPN, so I'll just click on it. So it's opening up. It's opening up. Oh, sorry. Go back to it. Free VPN. Okay, look at it. So it's switched off. So now this is a free VPN, and this free can only access about 6 countries, not more than 6. You understand? France, Netherlands, Russia, Singapore, UK, US. These are the 6 countries you can access. But if you pay for it, you can access even more countries. Okay, but we don't need more countries. We only need US, because this offer is available for US, IPs in US and UKs, and even some of these countries, but mostly in US. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to be choosing US. There are 2 states here in US. I'll be choosing one of it. I can choose Oregon. Okay, then I will switch it on. So I'll tap on that power button, then we wait for it. Now it's on. Okay, now that is on, now this place that where we don't have videos before, so all I just have to do is to refresh this page, and you see that I will have access to the video. Okay, so let's go check again. Look at that. So I now have access to video. So now let me click on AI video. Now I'm there. Now the prompt I copied from Flow. Okay, let me close this now. I'm going to paste it here, and let's see what that is going to. Oh, sorry. I've so let's prompt was that to generate. This one doesn't use generate keyword, but anyhow you can put it anyhow. Let's say a cyborg dog. A cyborg is actually half machine, half normal. You understand? I don't want to say human. It can be a dog. It can be a human. Let's say a cyborg dog, a cyborg dog. You know, being chased, being chased, being chased by armed military men. You know, with their vehicles, their vehicles. Okay, let's see what this is going to generate. Let's wait for it. So this is generating. So this one is free, unlike Flow. And then one thing that this Dreamina is also using same VO. You understand? That's the engine that works here also. Okay. Let's wait for this to generate. And this video, I mean, on this particular platform, I think this one generates 5 seconds. I'm not sure if it generates up to 8 seconds. I've not studied it up to that. I've not studied it up to that, but let's just wait for it. Let's see. Okay, so while this is generating, another one is Google Gemini. Yeah, Google Gemini, that's the one I'm using presently. And that one, is a 1 month free, irrespective of your country. You understand? But you would need to add your card details. Now, don't be afraid. Here is it. Now, this one is giving your Google account a general access. You know, your same Google account is giving a general access. Normally, as at last week, I didn't use this particular account, though I already have access to this account, but I didn't use it. And that was why, even while doing the video last week, we broke it into session because I had to make the call again because I wasn't on this particular account. But today, we've been on this for over an hour and I didn't break it because I'm using the Google Pro account. Okay, Pro account. So this particular Google Pro account give me access to Google Gemini, with which I can generate videos, still powered by the same VEO flow that I showed you at first. Okay, so let me go into that. So like I said, there you will need to, for you to access that Pro account, you will need to add your card details, and adding your card details doesn't mean that you'll be charged immediately. 1 month is free. After that 1 month, then you'll be charged. So it's always advisable that if you add in your card details, that's fine. Before the end of that month, go and cancel the card transaction. You understand? Even on their own website, somewhere on Google, you can cancel the card transaction there also if you don't intend to pay. And their own is actually free. I think it's not free, or because their 1 month is, I think their 1 month is I think it's 22,000 thereabout. Okay, 20,000. But it's advisable that before the end of the month you go block your card. Okay, and like I said, in the next cohort, I will be putting you through how you can bypass some of these things. Okay, all right. So, but however, let me show you that. But you can still use this one that I posted, is free. Just that you need to change you need to make use of VPN. Okay, so this is still generating. Let's wait for it. It takes a minute or two thereabouts. So the next one here is Google Gemini. Gemini. So this is generating. Let's just wait for it. I think Google Gemini doesn't stay this long. You can see. So I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be creating using the same prompts. You understand? Let's use the same prompts. Okay. I will click on use prompt. So I probably, let me refresh. Maybe it will be faster. Okay. So let's go to the Google Gemini. So in Google Gemini, I'm going to be pasting the same prompt here. Oh, what was it? Let me remove this. I want to use the same prompt. So I want us to compare the videos. A sidebar. Okay. Um, let me type it out. Let me type it out. A cyborg dog. A cyborg dog. Okay, yes. Mr. Olufemi, I guess. Okay. Yeah, you have a question?
Yeah, I have
I'm
a
with you, sir.
question. I noticed you are using Chrome
Yes, Google Chrome.
as your web
Yes, yes,
browser.
sir.
Is it, one cannot use Firefox or
Yes,
or
actually,
any other
for
web browser?
other browser, I think Google Chrome has more advantage, and the reason for that is that that Google Chrome is created by Google. You understand? Google Chrome is created by Google, and the all these video generating engines like video, they're also created by Google, so they tend to work more perfectly on Google Chrome.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's nice. That's good.
but I've not tried it with other browser. But you can try it, but I'm not sure how effective that can work. So,
It's okay. Chrome too is okay.
all right, sir. So, I'm going to try the same prompt here. cyborg dog being chased by military men, by armed military men with their vehicle. Yes, a question. Okay, yeah, you are raising your hand. You have a question. Okay, I guess that's a mistake. All right, so let's paste the same prompt here. This was the last video I generated here on Gemini. But it's not the last one. No. Yeah, I know this is not the last one. So, okay, let me play this.
This is AI. We are capable of doing more. This is AI. We are capable of doing more than you think. Join SMI AI training this coming Saturday.
Okay,
This is
okay.
AI. We are capable of doing more than you
All right,
think.
so let's paste the same link here, the same prompt here, and let's see a cyborg dog being chased by military men with their vehicle. So let's run it and let's see what this will generate. Let's see for Dreamina. Dreamina is still taking time. Well, I don't know. But let's see what Google Gemini will do. Okay, Google Gemini is already like almost giving us results. It's saying that it's going to take a minute or two, as usual, as we have it. And you can also ask ChatGPT to help you generate a better, prompt. Okay, and just give ChatGPT your idea and ask ChatGPT to act as a prompt engine to generate the prompt, to generate the kind of video that you want. Okay. So let's see if ChatGPT will still come up first before Gemini. Okay, look at that. So ChatGPT is faster. Your video is ready, but it's still loading. When it's ready to show the preview like a thumbnail for it here. Okay, let's click on the play button. See, it's fully not ready, so let's still wait for it. Okay, look at that. Can you see that? Looks like a war movie. Look at that. So that is an 8-second video. That's the maximum it can generate for you. Okay, look at that. So that is a very nice one. Now let's create one more prompt. Now yeah, let's create something more realistic, like a Nigerian prompt. So I'm going to say, um, um, it's asking us to describe our video. So um, let's say, uh, Bill Gates, Bill Gates eating local food in a local restaurant, in Lagos, Nigeria. Eat, eating local food, eating local, I wrote eating local food with black friends, black friends, with black friends in a local restaurant in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, let's see what this got. Dreamina is still loading. I don't know what's wrong with. Probably they have a server issue. Oh, look at this. Generation is in queue and will take about 23 minutes. So definitely they have an issue. Okay, so that means not something we can view for now. Okay, now look at. I said I can't generate that video. Describe another idea. You can see, and the reason it's doing this is because of this name. You understand? I guess that's the reason. So now let's create a kind of a business video advert, something like that. So here I'm going to say, um, let's say now here let us go to ChatGPT and create, something more reasonable, a reasonable font. Let's say I'm trying to create a business art video. Okay, okay. Let's say act as a prompt engine, as a prompt engine, generate to generate an 8 seconds video, an 8 seconds video of a Nigerian of a Nigerian of a Nigerian let's say of a Nigerian um um let's say of a Nigerian businessman, of a Nigerian businessman of a Nigerian businessman um with with his background his background full of AI robots and other Nigerian workers. The businessman says, the businessman says, um, says, wow, says, wow, AI, AI has really taken over almost everything, everything. I need to learn, I need to learn how to use it too as soon as possible. Okay, so we are asking ChatGPT to generate a prompt. We are giving ChatGPT an idea. You understand? But please take note of this. Act as a prompt engine. You need to add this to it. So then once I send it, ChatGPT is going to generate, a full flag of the idea that we can copy and paste on Google Gemini. Now this is it. So I'm just going to copy. You can read it. You understand? You can read it. Just to be very sure this is what you want. But as for me, I'll just copy I'll just copy and paste on my Google Gemini. I'll just paste it here and then press enter. Let's wait for video to generate. Okay, generating your videos. So I don't know what's wrong with Dreamina. Dreamina doesn't take that time that he's saying, but maybe they are having an issue, server issue thereabout. But that's the only free, you know, video generation. And you can also use it to generate images too. You understand? Images. You can use it like the way you use ChatGPT also. So that's the only free, completely free video generating platforms that we have. I think we have some others too. But like I said, next class, next cohort, I'll be trying to bypass some of all this, free whatever. Okay, so we are waiting for it. That should come up now. Okay, DJ is ready. So let's wait. Once it's fully ready, it's going to give us a preview, like a thumbnail. Okay, good. So now let's play this and let's see what you got. Look at that. So, okay, now I would like to download this. Yes, you can download this. You see this button at the top here. For Dreamina also, yes, when you generate your videos, you can download your videos too. You understand? These are the previous video I've generated with Dreamina. Once you over on it, you will see this arrow at the top. You can click on it to download it on your devices. Okay, so for this one I just generate on Gemini, I will be downloading it, so we'll play it on a larger space so that we can all see it. So this is going to be our last video for today. Okay, so you save and okay, so let's go and play it on downloads. Look at that. So let's play that again. Let's play that again. Look at that. So that is it. So we are done for today's training. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, Mr. Astrop, yes, your question. Oh, oh, that's good. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. It can generate videos. But the only okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right. Yes. Okay. 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 I'm still with you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's actually true. Now, Sora is one of OpenAI's software and for video generation. Now, the only thing is that let's dive into it. Let's just explore it. Now, this Sora. Now, it's just that Sora, you may not be able to generate videos on Sora until you subscribe for ChatGPT paid plan. Yeah. Now, look at this. Yes, though you can use the image aspect of it. You can generate image with normal GPT. You understand? But with Sora, you can generate more hyper realistic, images. You understand? Some crazy ideas. Now, for the video aspect of it, if I click on this part and I go to videos, now it's now on videos. Now, if I click on, let's say, describe my idea. Let's say I use the same prompt here, the same prompt I used on Gemini. I paste the same prompt here and I try to create. Let's see what it's going to tell us. Look at that. It said, you don't have any subscription. Please buy a plan. You see that now? So I will need to subscribe to a pro version of ChatGPT. So most of the time we use the free version. You understand? We use the free version. So I will need to subscribe to the pro version. That's ChatGPT Plus or Pro. 20 dollars per month or $200 per month, whichever one. So it is actually for generating videos also. You get it now? Yes. So that's just it. But I will need to subscribe to a higher version of ChatGPT. Hope I've answered your question, sir. All right, sir. All right, sir. So any other question from anyone? All right. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, sir. So, in absence of any other questions, so we'll call it a day. So next week, Saturday, another cohort to be happening. So you can invite as many as possible so that we can dive much more deeper into AI. And for those who are still on this platform, of course, you can always join other training, other AI trainings ahead. Okay, you can always join other training AI trainings ahead, except for some very special ones, which presently for now I don't have in plan. But for other cohorts of this same training, you can always join. You understand? Because you're already on the platform. But like I said, you can always invite as many as possible so that they can also be part of this ongoing AI. AI has come to stay, and that's just the truth. Okay. So, but it's important that we sensitize ourselves and as many as possible concerning this so that nobody will be left behind. So thank you very much for joining this class today, and see you again next time. Bye. All right. Thank you. Thank you.